welcome everybody to our Saturday chat.
Welcome, Stat Chat.
And we got big news today.
Yes.
Yeah. Our original album, our very first.
The very first debut album.
Back in stock, limited edition. Is back in stock for the first time in
like 5 years, maybe 6 years. Yeah.
It's been a long time. So it was originally recorded and released in 2011. Well, recorded prior to 2011, released in 2011.
Yeah, 2011. So, debut release.
Yeah, we sold out of it quite a while ago, but we already had moved that Earth out, and we were pushing that album at the time. Didn't bother to re-release it, and then since then, we thought maybe
then we had Narcolepsy
buying it on
digital
download, but it seems that our fans mostly like physical media and digital downloads.
I do.
So
I like physical.
They want those CDs. It's very often that we sell the complete catalogs.
Yes,
and it's been a while now that people have been asking for this to be back on CD, and we've already been selling some. So if they sell out fast enough, we'll probably end up reordering them again, but they're not going to be always available, I don't think, because it is our first album.
We've grown a lot.
Pick it up now while you can.
Yeah.
It's already been announced on some of our social media that it's a pre-release or a re-release rather. And
we've got them on sale prior, like as we've made the order. So it's prior to us having it in where we can send it to you.
They're going to be shipping in early October, and we're doing a special. For those of you that want to get them, they are $13 shipped. So that includes shipping
heck of a deal.
In the United States, lower 48. So,
and we'll work with you if you're outside of the U.S. or in Alaska or Hawaii. We'll work with you.
We'll try to get it to you.
We'll get it there.
And we've got the digital downloads if not. So this week, in celebration of that, we're doing one of our original songs tomorrow for the Sunday shout out.
The title track off of Far From the Tree,
which we've never done as a Sunday shout out.
We have not.
I've never considered it to be an acoustic song before, so interesting to try to translate it, and I threw in some finger picking to try to kind of flush it out a little bit, and I'm enjoying it. I think we'll probably bring it into some of our acoustic sets.
I think so,
and play it a couple times. There's a lot of good songs on that album that we still play.
We play
at
every
single show.
Yep.
Well, not every single show, but a lot of shows. The one that comes to mind right off the top of my head is Don't Let It Bring You Down and Go Home.
Go Home. Yep.
I don't think Go Home almost never missed a set for a long time.
For a very long time, yeah. I think until we completed Blackbird Sessions, Go Home was really a huge staple, and now we've got
so many songs to choose from.
We kind of interchange it with Nowhere as set enders, and I will always love Go Home though.
We got a lot of songs on that album that we, that are they regularly appear in our sets. So it's a good album to have, especially if you want to be familiar with the entire works that we've done. And it has been out for a while, like I said, and a lot of people asking for it. So
not talking to yourself, the Far From the Tree, the song. What's the story you tell yourself when you hear Far From the Tree?
I actually relate to the song quite a bit, and I think that it's a testament as to when you're younger. I think that you can feel like you're very different than your parents and your family, and maybe because it's more, to me, it's like the identifying with the outcast spirit, and being, or maybe wishing that you fell farther from the tree, or that you feel like you have one of the two, and that maybe like a little bit of redemption to the song almost, where it's like you're more like your family than you think, and like you fit in better than you think you do sometimes, and that can be a good or a bad thing. I think it can go both ways.
In lyrically and writing the body of the song, I think it was for me kind of cathartic at the time, because it was like a letter to my mom, but also to myself about our daughter. So it's about kind of raising up a child in the way they should go, and maybe they don't always meet the expectations that you have or the dreams that you have for your child, and it's not that there's an intentional wandering. It's not an intentional, but you know what? You might wander around before you find yourself rooted somewhere. And we had some wandering years, and kind of a reach of letting my mother know, like, hey, I did grow up. I found somebody, and yes, I suffered heartbreak, but I love better because of it. And like, there's going to be the days that you don't need me, but I still need you. Yeah. And then the reminder to myself that our own child may have those same sentiments toward me, that, you know, I may go off the path that you think I should be on, but I'm still going to need you. I still need you. And like, just because I've gone chasing my dream doesn't mean that you're not part of my life.
And it's hard, right? Because I think that as humans, we tend to impose our dreams and our desires, but not only that, our successes and failures on our children a lot of times.
Right. I don't think that mom, like in the writing of this song, like, I don't feel like that's anything that she ever did. I don't think she ever was like, don't do dreams.
In general, like, it's not necessarily that.
No,
like,
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
In general, that parents, like, in even myself at times, you know, you're guilty of saying, like, this is going to be a failure for you, you know, or because,
you worry
because you've had the failure.
You worry,
you know, or like you imply your experience. It's hard to raise up a child and also try to keep somewhat of a blank slate, you know, because of the jadedness of the world. And I think, you know, it's hard finding a balance of too much control versus too little control, because obviously you can't just let your kids run free in a lot of aspects, but in other aspects they need your guidance. And you know, it takes a lot of thoughtful and mindful discussion.
I think your understanding is really what we need as people from other people, like, and I think that's something that my mother strove to do, and that I have tried to do in the raising of our daughters. Understand that open communication, like you're talking about, letting them, it's so difficult to let your child make mistakes, or what you perceive is going to be a mistake, to let them kind of walk into the pitfall. But if you have that conversation with them, letting them know, in my experience, when I did A, B was the conclusion of it. That may not be the same case for you, but I've walked these steps before. And then to watch them just go ahead and do A, and just know that B is a distinct possibility as a result. But their conclusion of that experience might be the thing that leads them to the better thing. Like in the lyric, did you worry I'd die in that place? Yeah. But I didn't. I lived 11 other days. So like, the heartbreak leading to an understanding of deeper love. And like, you have to walk through some of those life trials in order to understand what you want from life, to understand what you bring to a relationship.
Yeah. It's hard, right? Because it's hard to sit back and watch people that you love possibly fail.
Yeah. Well, parenting is hard, but childing is hard too.
Sometimes, like, whether it's your kids or friends or whoever in your life, you know, spouse, significant other, it's you're scared for them. Like, you're scared for them
because of love.
Because you love them, and you don't want to see them suffer.
Right.
Know? So, but I wonder sometimes, like, how much we hold back the people we love from significant success because of the fears that we impose on other people.
Right.
You know,
I don't think it's intentional. I don't think it's ever intentional to hold anybody back.
I never think it's intentional when it comes from being based out of love, but like, you do have to make sure that the way you express your love isn't based out of fear. Right.
That's difficult to do too, because especially when you have an experience that backs up that fear.
Well, I think a lot of it comes from a worldview that you have, you know, and I think that in my worldview, anyways, it's like, there's, like, in my past, like, and I can't impose it onto other people, because other people,
you're the only one that holds your past.
They struggle to hold on to past occurrences and things like that, you know. And granted, people have had it a lot worse than I've had past experiences, you know. But I've had some good and some bad past experiences, like everybody, you know. But I choose to not look at anything with regret, even mistakes that I might have made, or you know, failures I had, or things that people did to me. You know, or like I choose to look at it as like, I think a lot of it stems from the fact that I like the person I am now.
Right. I feel the same way.
And then I say, if you can get to the point, I think that's a key thing. If you get to the point where you love yourself,
yes,
you respect yourself,
yes,
then, you know, no matter what's done to you in the past, no matter what you've gone through in the past, then you have to look at it like this. I wouldn't be the person that I'm right now.
It was a building block of your character now.
Everything was like a little Lego that pieced me together over time, you know.
Yeah.
And if you remove some of those bad experiences I had,
you might not have the structural foundation.
I might not have the strength in other places, or the foundation, or the
agreed,
you know, or the courage that I have now. So, because let's face it, we were all much different now than we were when we were 18, 15,
yes,
10, you know.
Yeah.
And granted, like, you know, a lot of people go through trauma at a young age, but some of the people that I know that have gone through trauma at a young age are some of the fiercest fighters, some of the strongest willed, some of the most courageous people that I've ever met, you know. So, and it's not easy, you know. It sounds easy, like, oh, just make a decision to like yourself, and that's not.
It's incredibly difficult.
It is wrestling with it.
Yes,
it's a battle for your own mind.
I think, and we may have touched on this before, but it's a matter of taking steps toward the person you want to be.
Yeah.
Every day, and you don't ever really arrive because you're always wanting to be better, and you know your own heart, you know your own mind. So doing the action that maybe you don't want to do right now, but the person that you want to be would do,
right,
that's a step in the right direction.
And circling back around, you know, to the far from the tree, it is, I look at it like you said, what a story I tell myself. One of the things is that I tell myself is that you grow up, you leave home. That's leaving. You leave the tree. You want to be. Sometimes you want to be far from the tree. You know, you want to go. Like, you have that experience. Some people don't, but like
sometimes you're tossed out of the tree.
Right, sometimes you're tossed out of the tree. But I think that later on, you come to a conclusion, or when you come to that place where you're okay with yourself, it doesn't matter anymore. Like, you don't have to distance yourself from people or prove anything.
Right.
You know, it's like
it's just love.
It's just, you can go back to the tree no matter what. You know, it's like almost like I guess, like, was it the journey of Siddhartha, you know, or whatever. Yeah. It's like you have to go and then come back, you know,
in order to appreciate truly appreciate the beginning. Yeah. Or even like the prodigal son, you know, if you want to go into biblical text, it's the going, or was it absence makes the heart grow fonder?
Well, sometimes it's not necessarily even the absence. Sometimes it's the voyage that teaches you that the final destination isn't necessarily a place.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
how deep?
Anyways,
far from the tree.
Sunday chat.
Yeah. So to circle, like the shape of a CD.
Yeah, like a circle.
Yeah.
So
go get yours.
We're gonna link to Far From the Tree album version, so you can check it out right now. Tomorrow morning we'll have which is Sunday morning, we'll have the acoustic version, the Sunday shout out version. You please like, comment, subscribe, leave a message. Make sure you're leaving messages, because that's one of the things that helps us out the most with this channel, is leaving messages to us. And also it helps us out the most as content makers, I guess you could say, because it's very encouraging to read those messages.
Absolutely.
And we try to reply to everybody. Sometimes it's a week or two, and we'll hit them all at once. But usually we try to reply within a couple of days. So, you know,
we are reading
really
them all.
Appreciate you.
For sure. Multiple times, some of them too, because you guys, our community, I just love. Y'all are incredibly encouraging. And even in the way that you tell us that there's something that might be amiss is incredibly encouraging. So I adore the group of people that have the algorithm has reached out and plucked into our sphere.
I'm going to tell you right now, before we go, get Far From the Tree CD. Let us know what you think about it. Order it while we have it. It's already been selling, so we are already below 100 copies. So going fast. Grab it. And we'll see you tomorrow for the Sunday show.
Thanks for being here with us in the chat. Yeah. And stay safe with all the rain and flooding around the United States. You guys,
be safe out there.
Yeah, be safe out there.